I think if we don't see that deal and we go into our second shutdown in just as many months, we're going to see a larger reaction in the market than we did originally. Normally, you have a small reaction coming out of the market. It affects about 0.3% of GDP. I think you'll see something bigger this time just because things will ramp up more quickly, being that it's the second time around. You had TSA agents not show up for work last time after a couple of weeks. I think you'll see things like that happen more quickly. And I think the important component of this is not just that we avoid the shutdown, but it really sets the playbook for the debt ceiling later in the year. That's why I think it's such an important issue. So we need to be able to see that Congress can work together, that they can work with the president in order to avoid something larger later down the road in August when we have to deal with the debt ceiling.
See, everything was going so well, Victoria, and then you had to throw in the debt ceiling because my memory goes back to, I think it was 2013, where we had a shutdown, but it was a shutdown because we reached our debt ceiling and the markets literally freaked out. They went haywire. We're dropping 400 and 500 points in given days. That debt ceiling deadline is in mid-March. I mean, how optimistic are you that we're going to get something done there? Because that's a real shutdown.
That is a real shutdown, and that's what my concern is. I mean, yes, the China trade war is a larger issue for the markets, I think, in the long run, but that's why the shutdown is so important right now, because it does set up how they're going to deal with the debt ceiling, and it leads to a lot of concern as to whether we're going to have a true shutdown instead of a partial shutdown and what that's going to mean for the markets. It's just more uncertainty, and we know the last thing the markets need now is more uncertainty.
What would make you certain? Then we get a debt ceiling deal, we avoid a shutdown, we get a trade deal, we have our investor checklist that we threw out earlier on in the show, you know, and it featured all these big unknowns. But the good news is by the end of the first quarter, most of the unknowns should be known. Are you optimistic?
We hope. Yeah, we hope so. And I am optimistic. I do think that we will avoid a shutdown, or maybe we just have a very short period of time, maybe 1 or 2 days. I think that both sides can claim a victory here. You can have the Democrats say we didn't give the president everything he wanted. We have the president saying, look, they weren't going to give me any money for a border wall or a fence, and they did. So maybe they can find a way to both claim victory and move forward with that. Sets the tone for the debt ceiling. And I think actually we will have an agreement on the China trade war, not this week, probably not by March 1st, but maybe set a broad outline by March 1st so tariffs get delayed. That sets us up well and hopefully gives us better expectations for earnings for first quarter of 19.